Man United 3, Crystal Palace 1. The football's footballing. The football's footballing. Look, in pre-season, you never want to go overboard, so I'm going to stick to what I said before we even played Liverpool, which is if you win well, don't get too carried away, and if you lose badly, don't get too carried away. But I'll have to start at this front three because they are cooking. And I want to talk about the front three off the ball. I don't know how it looked at home to you guys watching on TV, but from up where we were sitting, it was like the pressing triggers that Erik ten Hag has got them to understand already in 3 weeks is really, really impressive. That was a really, really good performance from that front three. As soon as we lose the ball, I'm looking at Rashford's mentality, I'm looking at his decision making, I'm looking at Sancho, and I'm looking at Martial. Their first thing is hunt. Bruno is then like a backup to that, a fourth person added into that. And they're hunting that ball down. How quickly can we get it down, get our ball back? And what you're seeing is Palace were having to launch it long. They were kicking it out into play, just out of pressure, out of the sheer presence of us being there. Now, of course, against the better teams in the Premier League, we're going to find it hard. And, you know, the next phase of our development is what does it look like when the press gets beaten? But for large periods today, we won that ball back quick. I want to talk about also the way that we're playing right now, right? Especially tonight. It was very, very deliberate. The build-up play, people offering passes from each other. If I'm looking at the likes of McTominay, if I'm looking at Fred, inside there, they were always offering. And it was quick, 1, 2, 3 touches max, and the ball was moving really, really quick. Defense was high up on the halfway line, really, really high up. That's impressive as well, because what that was doing was condensing the pitch, being able to play further up, which makes our forward line be in the final third, basically pushing into the defenders. Martial, he's right on either one of the two centre-halves. Rashford was definitely right up on Klein. And on the other side, you had Jadon Sancho right up on Mitchell. And any time we lost that football, any single time, they were going for it. Martial. It's typical Martial, isn't it? Erik ten Hag alluded to this, and me and KG was talking about this. Ten Hag hasn't been here long, but his comments on Martial was this. When he has the right mentality, when he has the right focus, he can be a top player, something to that veil. And we're seeing it. It's almost like he's got into Martial, explained to him what he wants from him, explained to him that, look, okay, we know the Ronaldo thing is cooking, we'll have to deal with that. But here on this tour, what can you show me? Can you show me the Tony Martial that I know I can get in there? Because it's actually a challenge for Ten Hag as well. He looks comfortable on the ball. I think it was the third goal. Was it the second goal? Anyway, the ball's in the air, I think, from Bruno. He plucks it down beautifully. And some of the moves, again, the link-up play that he's been doing as a third goal were just top notch. And I think the third goal completely sums up the second goal completely sums up how we want to play. The patience. Remember that clip when I think me and KG and Josh were in the background on that Sporth clip when he was shouting at Jadon Sancho, saying, Jadon, it was in Thailand, saying, Jadon, if you can't cross, come back out. And it's so deliberate. From seeing the open training sessions to what we've just seen there, we're seeing it transpire into the pitch. Now, does it mean we're fixed? Does it mean we're back? Does it mean we're back to greatness? No, of course not. But what you can see in 3 weeks is very, very positive signs. I have to say, very, very positive signs. The build-up play. And the third goal as well, Jadon Sancho clean through as well. That was brilliant to see as well. So for me, I'm starting to see early signs of Ten Hag ball. Ten Hag ball is here. It really is. The early signs of it. It is. Like you have to. I always say you can't get carried away, but when you see a good performance, you have to dissect why it was good. And the reason why it was good was because it was deliberate. They meant to play in that way. Every single attack that happened in the same manner. And the longer you keep doing that, it becomes repetition. It becomes second nature. It becomes autonomous. And that's what I liked about it. Because we're starting as we mean to go on. And also, Ten Hag leaving that first team on for about 60 minutes this time and not making those wholesale changes at half-time. As we're getting closer to that first Premier League game against Brighton, you can tell what his thinking is. You know, Maguire received a little bit of a 50-50 reception here today, which was a little bit pantomime-ish. But after, he put one ball out straight away when it was on him. But after that, again, he was quite commanding, switching the ball to Tyrell Malacia quite a lot as well, and just nipping in, stopping Mateta from turning and stopping some counter-attacks as well. And Tyrell Malacia, let's talk about him, and let's talk about the other fullback, Diogo Dalot. Let me talk about the fullbacks. Culture Cams has been talking about it. He says he loves attacking fullbacks. We need attacking fullbacks to cook. Well, Dalot, let me actually forget Tyrell Malacia just a second. Dalot is doing exactly that. The assist that he put on for Martial, the first goal, was fantastic. But even away from that, his build-up play and his intelligence linking up with Sancho, we're starting to see relationships to develop all over the pitch. Rashford and Malacia, they're still trying to cook. Sancho and Dalot definitely further ahead in their development at the moment. And what Dalot's doing is something we've wanted to see him do, and defensively as well. Getting back in, nicking in tackles. You know, he's sliding in and stopping people on the counter-attack. He's using his physicality well. He looks good with both feet. That's the Dalot that we've won. And you know what? Again, I think back to what one was saying with the We Talk Ajax guys. He was one of the ones that we said, not good enough. Can't see it. And Ten Hag is showing us that actually, you know what? With a different way of playing, maybe we can get a tune out of the players that are here. And that's the most important thing. Yes, there's signings that we need to arrive at the football club. Yes, we want the big names, not the big names, but the right signings. We want the money spent. You know, Martinez coming into that. What does it look like when Eriksen's in that? You know, fingers crossed we get De Jong. But whoever it is, we still have the main team that was here last year. And I've always kept that notion that Ten Hag, forget the signings, yes, that's going to take a while for it to be an unrecognisable 11 to when Ten Hag first got here. We can't get that in 2 transfer windows, 3 transfer windows, really. Maybe 3, but definitely not 1 is what my point is. So Ten Hag has to work with what's there. And more so than the new signings needing to click, it's actually more important that he gets a lot out of the players that are actually here. And I know sometimes we don't want to hear that because we've made our minds up. And this is why I was talking about clean slates and why it's important for us as fans to be open to that. Not hand them out like free passes and forget what happened last year. But after being out here and seeing the lads in training, after being out here and speaking to some of the lads off camera and being around them and seeing how they are, and most importantly, seeing what they're doing here on the pitch, after doing all of that, I almost do want to forget about last season because it's about looking forward. And you know what? We're starting to see evidence already. There's still a lot of work to do. There's still a hell of a long way to go. But we're starting to see evidence that Ten Hag can get these guys to buy into a sort of system, because that wasn't just players running around because there was a new manager and it was like there was high energy. Like I said, I think it was a bit more than that. And we're starting to see familiar patterns right from the Liverpool game right to now, to be honest with you. So for me, I was really, really impressed with the style of play. I want to keep seeing it. I think it's I'm so glad we've got Steven Gerrard's Aston Villa next in Perth, because, you know, even today there were some decent Premier League players on show there, you know. I know they never had all of their players, but the tests are getting quite harder, and I think the full Aston Villa squad is there, I believe. So that'll be a good test, and Steven Gerrard will set them up to win as well, because that's the last game on this tour. So for me, very, very, very happy, very excited. I like Tyrell Malacia as well. He's aggressive. What he was doing, if we was down this left-hand side here, and what he was doing was getting right at him, getting right up his arse. Don't let him turn. Yes, he got past him a couple of times. Yes, he took down a player on the other side of the wing in the second half. That will come with him, but he's very, very aggressive and wants to be at it. And I like that. So Luke Shaw's got to raise his game again. Competition for places. My man of the match, I'm going to give it to Martial again. I just think he looks really hungry. He's scoring goals. He looks sharp. He looks confident. He's doing the simple things well. He's taking 1 and 2 touches where necessary, and taking more where necessary. And he just looks the part. To the point where, I'll be honest, things can change and Ten Hag's got a lot to sort out. Ronaldo coming back, I don't know. You can't just, listen, you can't just sit Tony out now. Especially if we go the whole pre-season with him there as a focal point. So that's my man of the match. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Peace.